Zeus is here. Zeus, the F550, all built, ready to go.
Is this the biggest four-wheel drive build, truck build in Australia? Mate, I reckon you might have got it done, eh?
I think so. We've finally got here, and yeah, this is it. This is Zeus.
Well, we filmed Kale's F450. We did a run up to the Cape in that. That was probably, at the time, the biggest build in Australia. I should probably give you an intro. Jake from Waking Up in Oz, mate, on the road, traveling with the family.
Yep.
The first proper big F550 build, or the biggest F550 pretty much built in Australia.
Yeah, so pretty much, obviously, we came out of the Chev platform. We started traveling, young fella was one. Toys were obviously this size, and now they're this size. So obviously everything got heavier. We were gonna go over our weights in the Chev, and did a bit of research, and this was the answer. It was, this was a Suzu truck.
So 2500 Chev, it was a HD Chev.
Yep.
And even with the setup you were running there, your weights were going to be over, right?
Yeah, I reckon if we put the boat on, rear axle would have been definitely over.
Yeah.
And then you would have been creeping close to that GCM. And therefore, obviously, everything's just working at its peak, and you just don't want to be doing that.
And these days, everyone is going bigger, badder, wanting to take the gear. And I think, you know, if you want to be, you're a family living on the road. How long have you been on the road?
So I've been on the road for nearly 3 years now. So we left when little one was one, and had Rocky on the road. So we've just obviously just grown and grown and grown from there. And I don't think we've got an end date. So
is there another kid coming?
Oh, mate, I'm heading to Ningaloo for 4 months. So I might be able to have some time over there.
Might be a stripe. Well, I'm pretty keen to rip in. How big was the last van, too?
So same size van, 24.6,
Yeah.
and roughly the same weight. So.
And what's the van coming in at weight-wise?
We got a tear weight of about 375. Tear. So we'll be 4.5 fully loaded any day of the week.
Yeah. So unless you're stepping up into this big American platform, you're pretty much buggered.
Yeah, you're pretty much tapped with your van, and obviously no toys within it.
So this one through ATA, American Trucks Australia.
Yep.
What is your GCM on this thing?
So it's actually funny, I'm probably the first person in Australia to actually derate their car.
Copy.
So we came in, I think it's 8.8 we can get it up to. That's obviously a medium rigid license. Didn't want to go into that sort of obviously legalities and all that. So we've dropped it down to 7,999 just to keep it in that LR license. And
copy.
To be honest, I don't think we'll go anywhere near 8 ton.
No.
Mate, our tear weight here is 6.7, sorry. Fully loaded, water, fuel, kids, toys.
6.7.
6.7.
With the boat on everything.
With the boat, 350 litres of water, 220 fuel. So I've got another, 1,200 payload. And
massive.
Yeah.
And you can see why, once you step up into this, obviously, whatever you can possibly dream of, you can throw on a car. Where even I know in my Ram, 2500 single cab, like 5.3 ton GVM, I'm already like playing with fire. We're obviously stepping up into a new truck. If you haven't seen that, guys, we do have a Ford F350 coming because I was too much of a pussy to build one of these. Obviously, we have very different touring styles, mate. I was a bit worried that this platform would be a touch wide for some of the tracks we were gonna go on.
Yep.
But where are you guys going? What's the plan for the next 12 months?
I looked at that same sort of scenario, and the truck's actually no wider than the van anyway. So we're going to sort of places like Ningaloo and all those big open areas. Mate, we're not throwing this down Cape. We got a 1 and a 3-year-old, soon to be 2 and 4.
Yeah.
So we're going to those sort of more, I guess, tough to areas, but not those real tight, remote areas. So.
Yeah. So a little bit less of the hardcore wheeling and very much more touring.
Yeah.
Highways, all the dirt roads run up the West Coast. You can drive a semi through the West Coast everywhere, to be honest.
Yeah.
Even through the top, through the Gib, you know, anywhere.
But yeah, mate, at the end of the day, it's obviously we need to travel in comfort.
Yeah.
So young kids, not always good weather. We can't just hide in a rooftop with 4 of us. So.
And I think that's something that a lot of people probably really don't take into consideration. I've spent, a couple laps around Australia, a lap around America, and everyone goes, you don't need all this. And anyone who says that's never lived out of a car long enough.
No.
You can definitely do it, but having the creature comforts, there's no way you could have been on the road 3 years if you were living out of a dual cab Hilux.
Well, yeah, it's our house, like what do you have in your house? You got a dishwasher, you got heated towel racks and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
We want to obviously.
And obviously you're like me, when you rock up, you don't want to just pull up with your Hilux and the caravan and sit there and watch everyone else going out in their boats and ripping around on dirt bikes.
Nah.
You want to have the toys with you, and you guys pull up for like extended periods of
Yeah,
time,
we
right?
fly for about 3 to 4 weeks at a time. That's why we carry 900 litres of water with us.
3 weeks, that's my dream, to sit still somewhere cool for 3 weeks. I've never even done a week in one location.
Yeah.
I'm always got to be on the go, but...
Nah.
All right, let's rip in. Let's start at the front. This bar looks familiar.
Yep.
Mikey.
So Mikey actually built this one especially for the 550.
Yep.
Wanted something different, wanted to insert some LPs in there as well. People can obviously just run the light bar on top, or these would give you enough light anyway. So full custom bar from Outback Kitters. Got the 20,000 pound winch in there, which we'll probably use every bit of
I reckon.
when I'm axle deep bog, which is probably going to happen at some point. Carbon winch in there. And then obviously we've got 1,000 bahas on here as well, and the new actuators. So they've only just been released.
Copy.
So I'm yet to sort of test them out.
Gives you adjustment on your lights on the run. In-cab adjustments, I'm guessing.
In-cab adjustments. So when we're heading up the beach or even running down the highway, you can just shoot them down when you're following someone or whatever. So you're not just lighting up the guy in front.
Obviously, full custom. Is it wrap?
Yeah, full custom wrap. A Nosetech PPF. We didn't PPF our last truck, and I regretted it pretty well every little track we went down.
So this is a PPF colour change.
That's a PPF colour change, yeah.
And I think that's pretty much the future. I wrapped my car in America and then I PPF'd over the top of it.
Yep.
If you run a wrap, they just don't last, eh?
Nah.
It doesn't have the UV in it.
Nah, definitely not. There is ceramic coating coming out now that's probably rock hard as well. So
yeah, Kelby.
Who knows? Who knows what the future is? But this is the answer today for sure. PPF wrap, hands down.
Custom bonnet?
Yeah.
Is it custom or this just comes out of the
States?
States?
This is straight out of the States. So we ordered it through Kale at EC. I founded it, and he had to obviously get the legalities of getting it in the country. But it's actually functioning as well. So it pumps air in, has a bit of a turn at the top there, and then puts it straight in the airbox. So these things run hot too.
So that's something else to mention. Who built the whole car?
So yeah, we got EC pretty well front, everything underneath. EC roof rack, and then from there on the whole rear ends, concept canopies, and then obviously Baja's just lit the whole thing up.
Loaded it up.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Well, we'll sneak around the side, guys. Then we'll run you through the cab. We'll get into the canopy later, and then the boat up on top. We're definitely going to talk about that. But suspension-wise, mate, I'm about to do this kit, so I'm pretty excited seeing this. In the big stuff, this is taken over, right? Absolute game changer.
It's really the only answer, Liquid, when you go into that 450, 550. They're just so heavy, and when we're getting so top heavy, having the ability to go around a corner, that auto adjusting, otherwise there's too much body roll.
It's probably the only answer. You'd have a hard time running a boat up there with that much weight on a standard, say, Fox BDS setup. I know what mine rides like. For anyone who doesn't understand what liquid springs are, guys, essentially you rip out all your old suspension and you're running a hydraulic shock. 4 hydraulic shocks on each corner. It's a 4-inch lift.
Yeah, so there's a 4-inch and then you get 2-inch as well. So a 4-inch can go up to 8, and then obviously we can dump when we get to camp to 0. So yeah.
We were sort of halfway there with a full rolling sleeve bag on the back of the Ram, being able to dump the rear down, but this being able to drop the whole entire car, obviously the size of it as well, is pretty impressive. Right now, it's sitting lifted.
Yeah, this is like all this kale height.
Height.
We pump it up for the video, and then ride height's your 4 inches, which is it's a comfortable height. It's probably the same height as this shed was at 37s with 6.5-inch BDS. So that's our general ride height now.
6.5-inch lift, 37s, and now your 4-inch ride height.
And 41, 42s. Military grade tyre load ratings. So drop them down to 10 PSI. We don't lose any load rating, which I'll probably need to do.
Yeah.
We're about 12 tonne with van and truck now. So
12 tonne. And how do you think that's going to go on the beach, fully bagged out? It's either going to work extremely well or...
Well, yeah, I was having this debate a couple of times. It's going to either turn into a MOG, where we dump it down, put it in a low range, and just sort of obviously just create our own track through it.
Yeah.
Or it'll just be like a normal one, keep that pace up. So, I don't know.
One thing we're talking about is the big 40, 41, 42s. You reckon they don't quite bag out as well as...
Nah, definitely not like, obviously, outwise with Kevlar sidewall, but we dumped them down to about 20 when we were heading up to Tiwa, and they bagged long ways out really well, and it drove... Mate,
I mean, you've already got the footprint width-wise anyway, so you're only bagging out a tyre to get that width where they're sitting at 335. So you're 20 mil wider, you're basically at 35, 37 bagged out as standard, which is pretty bloody impressive.
There's a lot of tyre.
What are the rims?
So this is obviously super singles, came out as a dually out of the box. So we had to super single them. We got the buck stops out of America. These are just a single wheel conversion, so obviously front, twist around, can put on the rear as well.
Yeah.
Got the 10 stud, 3 tonne load rated per corner.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
3
hectic.
tons. So we'll go nowhere near that.
No.
So once again, it's not working out its extreme. It's just cruising through.
Guards, this is
Yep.
all part of the single wheel conversion that Kale does on the 450s and
Yeah,
550s.
so front wheel comes out. Obviously, we need to put a guard on there because otherwise the old red and blue in the Australia won't like it too much. So
Yep.
these are the EOG flares. I like them nice and clean. They're not those big boxy looking things. So
No, they look good.
yeah, yeah, nice and clean.
And that's something that's pretty important as well, guys, is this is fully legal.
This is fully legal.
Fully
Yep.
legal, which is, imagine 3 years ago, seeing one of these, like you can't even do, you can't even run 10 mil bigger tyres on your Hilux, and yet you can roll with this. So
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of a credit to the engineering and what Kale and the team been able to do at EC to bring all the American components over here. The fact that it's compliant, that you can roll around at 8 ton is absolutely insane. But that's where it's headed. I think these are just going to actually become the new 2500s in time. We'll keep rolling around.
Yep.
You don't need any aftermarket mirrors. They're all factory. Up top, you got the EC roof rack. Run us through that.
Yeah, it's EC roof rack. Just got the S2s down the side here. I just went white because obviously we want clean light when we're looking for kids or. When we rock up, mate, they just go nuts. So we just like to light up everywhere so they can just sort of spread out and go. Running a bit of a different one across the top here. We're having the LP4 and then some LP6 up there just to mix it up, do something different to everyone else. Yeah. Which is a massive amount of light. And we did tint them just to do something different as well.
Yeah, it looks good.
Standard GME radio up there. Then 4 sets of Max Tracks because I reckon I'll need every bit of Max Track when
mate, every time I'm towing, 8 Max Tracks.
Yeah, I got 8, and then I got another 2 sets on the van as well.
You needed 8. Four to get you up, and then 4 to actually get you going.
Yeah, 100%.
Without that, when you're at this sort of weight, you're absolutely bugging. And if you can throw another 4 in front of them, well, you've got enough momentum to actually get moving.
Yeah,
the missus
momentum.
just has to grab them and run down the beach to wherever you manage to stop.
Obviously, as well, the 550s come out of the States detuned.
Yeah. So what motor is it?
So it's still the 6.7 power stroke motor, but it's detuned because over there these are just big old tow pigs.
Yeah.
So obviously Reece G&L dropped it off in for a couple of days. He's tweaked it, got me a little bit more torque, a little bit more horsepower. Yep. And just cleaned it up in there as well.
Happy days. Yep. Anything else Reece do, or just a basic tune?
Just basic tune, mate. Yep. We got about
no gearbox upgrades, none of that sort of stuff.
Nah, because we ordered it all from factory.
Yep.
All the ratios, but then obviously WC Fab Kit threw us a pipe kit as well. So all the pipes have been replaced with WC under there as well.
And that's something that's bloody impressive from the team down at ATA, guys, is you can roll in there and you can actually change your diff ratios. Yep. You can pick whether you want the tuned or detuned motors. In the big stuff, you can't. They come detuned. Yep. In the 350s, you can have the high output or the detuned. Yep. But yeah, pretty wild that you can actually change diff ratios from factory. You wouldn't even consider that in Australia.
So much easier, yeah, for sure.
You got the gorilla mounts, obviously running the Starlink up top.
Gorilla mount, Starlink up top.
That's the Mini?
Yeah, that's the Mini. It's a new addition. We didn't do that in the Chev, and to be honest, with a 1 and a 3-year-old, it's going to come in handy when we're crossing that the Nullarbor.
Oh yeah, straight across the Nullarbor, movies in the back.
Bluey can just be pumping, so keep him quiet back there.
Obviously, you got the power steps here, mate.
Yep.
They make life very easy when you're getting in and out.
Yep.
They're something I definitely want on my next truck.
Yep.
I toy between these and just having a fixed side step, but I had them on the one in America and it's so good.
Yeah.
You definitely miss them.
We did the XL this time, so it drops down that little bit more.
Yeah.
Just makes it easier to get the kids in and out.
Oh, that's the XL. They lower
the XL.
down.
So lower down another, I think it's 15 mil or whatever, which is nothing big. And then you got this, obviously, this, I guess, protector. I wouldn't call it a rock slide. I wouldn't go bashing against a rock anytime soon.
Definitely solid, and it gives you some protection.
Yeah.
Mine didn't have that over in the States, and I was a little bit worried about that.
For sure.
Righto, why don't we jump in the car before we rip in to the epic Canopy setup?
This is the moment that changed everything. Oh, okay, it's not a giveaway prize anymore. This is ours. That's when we realised that jet boat is so much fun, and now, well, we're struggling to give it away. But lucky for you guys, it is final day. Be the one to take this home and purchase anything from the Explore Life online store. Hats, T-shirts, shorts, pluggers, any of the camping gear, guys. Final days. This could be your last chance. Jump over now, get shopping, take all this home before we keep it.
Righto. Here we go, up into the big rig.
This is it.
Geez, you're sitting up nice and high. I'm excited to get my Ford, I tell you what. Mate, interior, leaps and bounds above anything you can get in the domestic market, but Zeus, nice Zeus branding everywhere.
Yep.
Is it aftermarket seats?
Yeah, so we've, obviously with the 550 Lariat's your top trim.
Yeah.
So we want to go a little bit different. So we've ripped all the leather out, done perforated leather, so actual proper leather. Yeah, so it's a bit more comfy.
So what model's the actual car?
Lariat.
Lariat.
Yeah, that's the top model in the 550s. However, now in 2023, they're bringing out the limited, so platinum.
Platinums.
So I
Fancy.
need to do that. Fancy.
Well, mate, I always go bog stock, so this is even fancier than what I'm getting.
Yep.
Mine will be the base model because that's what I do. But
Yeah,
mate, bit of a cockpit. You've got some auxiliaries here. Are they all factory?
they're all factory, so they're all just for the lights, so front, rear, sides, all that sort of stuff. This one's done by Jake at Concept. So just obviously you need 2 air horns.
Of course.
Pretty stock standard.
You wouldn't want one air horn.
Nah, big compressor, underglow. That's actually a beep. So when the canopy doors, when they open, they got the alarm. So I turn that off because when we're asleep, I need to get something out of the car.
Yeah.
That alarm just wakes them up. So I actually factored that in, which is awesome. Then backup camera. And then obviously safety Dave there, radio there.
How's the safety Dave go?
I like it. It's obviously having one pointing rear and then one pointing straight down to the Jenny hitch. A lot easier to hitch up by myself.
Have you got a camera on the front of this car at all?
Nah. So that's only with the limited, which they can get them aftermarket, which I probably will do.
Yeah.
Because like when I'm cruising around anywhere, I can't really see, lower than a 10-year-old. So it's a little bit dangerous there.
Yeah, I ended up putting one on the front of my Ram just because the vision out of the Rams is no good, and just to be able to have a quick glimpse and see did actually make a pretty big difference.
Yeah, but only other difference there is obviously your liquid screen there.
Yep.
That's obviously the touchpad one. And
why don't we show that off real quickly? We'll get a shot from back there, but it is literally a little touch screen, and you can go from 8-inch, push of a button,
4-inch,
4-inch, and then all the way down. So literally, guys, push of a button, and you can see the hydraulics working there, lowering the car down. So to pull up to camp, push of a button, and you've just watched this lower down a good 8-odd inches. Makes everything at a much more usable height. Obviously, this one's still running the really large tyres, so you're still sitting up high, but look at the difference getting in and out of the car. It is super impressive, and it's not laggy and it's not slow either. It's super fast.
Yeah, and clean.
Unlike air, where you've really got to wait for it to, your compressor to fill up the tank, or maybe you run out of air. I sit there sort of for a little while on mine, push of a button, away you go. Maybe let's show them ride height.
So ride height, so once again, single button.
One button.
You'll hear those pumps kick in.
Yep.
So always do the rear first and then it'll bring up the front. So
now,
coming up's a little bit slower
than
going down, but still,
you're under a minute.
You're under a minute, and you're not sitting here like pressures and all that sort of stuff. Like I can press it, buckle the kids in, and then
you're off to the races.
Yep.
Now, guys, this isn't just in the big American trucks. Watch this space. Get onto Kale from EC Off Road if you want to be one of the first. They have designed a kit for the 79 Series Land Cruiser. That's going to be very interesting. I think that's going to be extremely popular. I can't wait to see it. I may or may not have to go buy a Land Cruiser just to put it in. So we'll see what happens. But other than that, mate, interior, all the big screens, factory, all the little compartments. There's nothing else here that's not
it's just a nice,
standard.
clean finish.
And in the back, obviously, you've just got the 2 kids' seats.
2 kids' seats, heaps of room.
So much room.
We've also got another secondary battery system under there from Mike, just running battery because obviously it's a jack-off Canopy.
Okay.
But we'll talk about it when we get the Canopy, I guess.
Sweet as. Speaking of the Canopy, let's rip in. All right, we're going to rip into the Canopy.
Yep.
I haven't had a full walkthrough on this, so I'm pretty excited to see this, mate. So,
all right.
Concept canopies.
Concept canopies. And your second canopy had one on the Chev as well. They're strong, they're light, and they're customizable. So, loved the first one, so obviously it was a no-brainer. Go back. So, front one, this is kitchen and cooking, fridge, all that sort of stuff. So we come in, got the upright Bushman 110 fridge there. All our electronics are over here. So a big Victron screen, which our Verta. Now we've got 2,000 amps of battery between the canopy and under the seat.
It's probably not enough, is it?
Oh, I don't think so. We packed it in. The reason for that is we took a battery out of the van to get it lighter.
Right.
And obviously I'll go and have an MG in here. So this pretty much powers that.
Charge the van.
Yeah, little party speaker up top there. And then this one's custom from Jake. So I wanted an ice maker soda stream for all the party nights we do, which we don't do with kids. But anyway,
I think I need an ice maker.
you definitely need an ice maker.
Make the slushies.
And then we got an air fryer just tucked in the corner there as well.
What was that, cutlery drawer?
Yeah, cutlery drawer in there.
Yep.
And big old table there.
And considering you're up on 42-inch tyres,
It's still comfy. Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not tall, and neither are you.
Nah.
But this is about the same height as my Ram, I reckon, when we slide out the system. So
Back over there.
pretty much couldn't have it without it.
Nah.
Without the liquids dumping down. It'd be a
way.
waste of time.
I mean, when we have it up, it's more up around the nose. So
Yeah.
So this is
Side
the air.
doors.
So mate, I shopped around everywhere for an air system.
Oh, look at that.
Everywhere for an air system. I actually stole this from old Jackson Cartwright. So he's been running these for about 2 years, swore by it, but I've sort of one-upped him and I've run air lines to each corner with the Apex lines.
Oh, okay, so you've got an out. You've got
so
an
there's
outlet.
outlets on each corner, then I've just got meter hoses here. So I just plug in, plug out, so no longer, throwing those massive hoses out, because it takes me longer to do them up than obviously set them up. So
And then how do you set all your pressures?
So straight under here, we got 2 morphlates.
Yep.
So that's for the front, there for the rears. So I pretty much plug it all in, turn it on, put my pressures in there, walk away and it'll turn off.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Yep.
Just setting your pressures like you're at the servo, plug in your hoses, pump them up.
Yep.
And that's one hell of a compressor, so I don't think that mucks around either.
I do 20 to 70, I think it was 6 minutes or 6 minutes, 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's it.
Which is a lot of air.
Is there an external air tank? Or that?
Yep, so air tank just at the rear.
Yep.
So with these big air compressors, got to run a bit of braided line just to cool the air down before it gets to the tank. So there's about 2 meters of just braided air line.
Yep.
Just to cool that air and then get it obviously into the tyres from there. But Apex valves, super quick and strong as well. So yeah,
Right.
so that's the air system.
Yeah, that's cool. Because
Yep.
one thing when you're on the road traveling full time, guys, you wouldn't believe how many times you should put your tyres up and down. Whether you do is another story.
Especially with 2 kids.
But yeah, I can only imagine.
So rear, all storage, drawers, big open section right through, cheeky sub
the
up,
sub in there.
Sub in there as well. Power there. Yeah, and these are just big old drawers. Fill it with stuff. And then we've also just put 2 tables here as well.
Yep.
You never know, like having prep space all around is just easier, better. And because we lay out low now, we can actually use it. So
Yep.
it's nice.
The cocktail prep bench, let's be
Cocktail
honest.
prep bench. Yeah, maybe for you, not for me. It's more the apple juice prep bench
Oh
for me.
yeah,
but
can't be that.
Anyway,
Yeah.
workout bench there. We've snuck some S2s up top there, just to obviously light up that whole cabin. Yeah.
And just bulk storage. If you end up
storage.
dumping the van and going for a mission, I guess this
Yeah.
just gets completely loaded up with all the kids' toys and bits and pieces and whatever else you need.
Pretty well, and the good thing about it is I'll never load it up to get that 8 ton.
Yeah.
So, no.
And fully self-sufficient, so you can dump the van and
Yep.
you've got obviously a full kitchen set up, fridge and all the gear you need to disappear if you don't want to take the van.
For about at least 3 days, I reckon.
Happy
Yep.
days. Rear drawer.
Rear drawer, once again, just storage. That's all my
Yep.
recovery stuff, which I'm hoping I'll never need, but knowing me, I'll be boggling in a couple of weeks, I reckon.
You're not trying hard enough, you don't get
Yeah,
the
that's it. That's it. So,
Happy days. Let's check out the other side of the canopy before we show you the back.
yep. All right, so this is just the other side of the storage. Some more deeper drawers, power. That's our lights, just a little button there. Yeah, pretty simple
little
one back
flush
here.
mount, that's your lights. Lights on, lights off.
Yep.
Simple,
And,
practical.
and the good thing about Concepts as well, we can take all this out.
Yep.
So it's just unbolt, quick out, and we can just have this fully empty. If this doesn't work for us, we just go again, try again.
Yep. So my canopies tend to be a lot more loaded because
Yep.
we don't have a caravan.
Yep.
So I got all the bits and pieces. I dream of having some open space in my canopy. Maybe the next one. We'll see
Maybe
how
next
we
one.
go. Yeah.
All right, so this side is the power side. So she's pretty well fully loaded now. Behind there, full Victron 24 volt system with a 5000 watt inverter. So we've
Monster.
got the new custom lithium battery. It's 630 amp hours at 24 volt.
Copy.
So about 15 amps at 12. And then we've got the other extra under the rear seat. So I think we've got enough power.
So I think you might be covered. So what's the concept around having another system in the car? How often or why would you be jacking this off?
So the whole concept of the 2 builds together was we need to lose weight in the van
Yep.
and the heavy stuff, batteries and all that sort of stuff. So we're only running 2 batteries in the van, which is obviously not enough, in my opinion, to be functional when it's obviously cloudy weather.
Yeah.
So we've loaded this one up, so I can take this off if we're staying in lock for, let's say, 3-4 weeks. maybe even 5. Take this whole thing off, that powers the van, and the van recharges this with its solar.
Ah, copy.
So it's the only way, because we're just governed by that 4.5 tonne with caravans. Unless you're going down the Kedron, I think they do a 5.5. We will get there one day. Maybe a 6 tonne caravan would be nice, then I can carry more stuff.
More toys.
More toys, but yeah, that's just where we're at now. And I mean, I can't really see it now. That's a whole Perspex screen. The boys have obviously showed off all the Victron stuff. Yeah, just easy, simple, big open space as well. 240 in this location to charge all the camera and GoPros and all that stuff that we try and use, but it's limited.
Oh, happy days. Drawers on this one.
Big deep drawers on this one. There's all my tools in there, gurney, all that sort of stuff in that one.
Oh, little gurney.
And I mean, the good thing about this is they're Teflon slides as well.
Yeah, so
no one else is really using it, and just no sand, nothing gets in it, nice and smooth.
Yep.
Once again, just keeps it simple, keeps it light, and not really hard to push in. This one, just a big old open, more tools, anything I need really fast. Like if the vacuum cleaner runs out of battery and the wife's yelling at me, grab it out, charge it up, and get it on. So that's water in as well. So we've got dual tanks, water in there, water out on the other side, AdBlue on this side, and then diesel on the other side.
How much water's in the car?
So we got 350 in the end. We were trying to get 450. However, once we got the car in the country, we noticed the chassis rails on the rear are narrow compared to the 450 and below. So we obviously the tanks are a little bit smaller, but 350 in the car was...
That's massive. I think that's the most water I've ever heard in a touring vehicle, to be honest. 350
and that's over dual tanks as well. So 2 pumps just for a fail safe.
Yeah.
We pop one.
Still good.
Still good for there.
And then how much you got in the van?
500 in the van as well.
Yeah, right. So you guys are sitting off grid forever.
Yeah, we're sitting off grid for long enough to just relax. And the good thing about the truck is I can just come back, fill up 350, pump back in the truck in the van.
Yeah, perfect.
And charge up the battery while I'm heading in as well.
Happy days. Yeah. We've also got the awning on this side.
Yeah.
Got the bushwhacker up top. A few lights sneak underneath.
Yeah, I think we got another couple S2s under there just for gigs.
Just in case. In case there's not enough light.
These are the new bushwhacker square ones as well. I don't know if you've seen them. They're not the curve. They're actually like a square rectangular shape.
Okay, copy. 2
on each side, and then the joint at the back here. So.
Oh yeah, squares off and put a joining piece in. Let's go to the back.
All right.
Picked up a little bit of tray.
Coming around the back, yep. So we just did this little bit just to support this massive tyre back here as well, and I think it looks a bit more tidy. And I didn't have it in the Chev, and just stuff like little fuel jerry, just be able to tuck it in there. It's just a lot easier. Throw all your kids like wet clothes and all that sort of stuff in here. Single jar on this side. I wouldn't go anywhere without one of these. I've used it more than I would like to admit on the road. Not always for me as well. Just safe.
You're not using a little bottle jack to jack this thing up, so it's a bit of a must.
No, yeah, I mean, there's no really other option.
We actually probably need to step up to something like this on the house.
Probably, I would.
And then spare wheel. Is that why you go to gym so much?
Well, it's funny when you order it from the States and you get 4 of these and you order 5, they sort of laughed at us. Because I've never popped one in the States.
Oh, really?
But we don't have the luxury of going down to the local tyre shop and picking up a new one. So,
well, I can't remember what Kale was running. I don't think it was the Goodyears. It might have been the Continentals.
He did the Continentals, yeah.
And we popped one of them.
I don't think they're a Kevlar sidewall. I'm not sure, but Kevlar sidewall on these, they've told me they've never popped one in the States. So we shall see. Yeah,
very different touring the States. A lot of just sort of simple gravel roads. I think this being that little bit wider for some of the Australian tracks, I think a spare is an absolute must because, like you said, you're not going down to your local Bob Jane and picking up another one. So.
And then I've got some S8s up top there, and then we've got power in just over here. I've actually just powered the van up this morning, actually.
Yep.
So power in, power out on that side, and you'd probably notice there's no rear drawer.
No, I didn't notice that because it looks like there is, but no, that's just a fascia panel.
No rear door, that's how we get the big water under there. So I just thought water's more important than storage for me because I got the massive van. So just delete it, massive water, and that's what obviously Jake does up concept.
Yep, and this is nice. I really like this panel. All your outlets, when you plug in your van in, your power, your bloody Anderson plugs, that's a super neat system, to be honest. I like that a lot.
We are going to get a winch in here at some point, big rear winch, just for obviously safety reasons. If we're fully bogged and need to unhitch a van, I can just winch it forward from the rear.
Yeah.
Rear
winches are a bit underrated in my opinion. On my truck and the trips we've done, I use the rear winch more than the front winch.
I think you would too, yeah.
Especially with the boat and bits and pieces as well, just dragging that around. And the big dog on the back, absolute master, Jenny Hitch.
Yeah, I've ran on the Chev, run on this.
I think there's anything else really if you're using, big 4.5 tonne vans.
Just simple, two grease nipples to service it. Do it every 6 months and then definitely takes the shock out of the rear of the truck.
And having the step on top, that's pretty cool.
They actually got a bigger one now as well.
Oh, right.
It sort of comes out. You wouldn't run with it or drive with it on, but getting the boat on and off it might be a go-to.
Righto, let's talk about it.
All right.
Holy.
So this is the boat.
This is the tub. It's not she's a tub. As far as a rooftopper goes, this thing is absolute monster.
Yeah, I think we've gone out of that rooftop. So big one was, another reason why we went the truck was the boat. You know, we wanted a boat, we got the WA, and just said, no, we need a boat, So
it's a must too, guys.
Oh.
You either got to be very friendly and you go and find a bloke with a boat, or you take your own. And it's a completely different experience being able to boat on the West Coast and not boat, or anywhere touring in Australia. Opens you up. You know, this thing, you're good to punch 30, 40 Ks offshore on the right day. So
easy.
Mako Craft, how big is it?
So it's a 410 HD dinghy up there. It's the biggest one I think they've put on a roof, Mako-wise anyway. And then we've got a 30 Tohatsu on the back.
And so that's 4 people, you, Mrs. Kids, and I think let's talk about it sitting this way up. It's something that's always confused me. I always thought it'd be too tall. We get in the way. Obviously, the locations you're going, you've done enough touring around Australia. You obviously didn't think it was going to be an issue for where you guys go.
It only sits a little bit higher than the van for one. I mean, the pros definitely outweigh the cons with being able to just slide it straight off. It drops straight onto the ball. I'm in the water. All my rods are in there. Everything's in there ready to rock and roll. Obviously, just fill the esky with ice.
It's packed, right? The boat stays packed.
And I can get a 30 on the back then. Whereas if I flipped it, you can only go up to a 25 because you got to lay them down. You got to find somewhere to put them. I got a 1 and a 3-year-old. Time is not really something I have a lot of.
So what's the boat loader? It's a specific brand.
We got a Mozzie boat loader up there.
Mozzie,
So it goes up there on the trailer, strap the trailer to the actual, I guess, loader.
Cool. So I've never seen one of these in person. What's the process? Obviously you got a front winch on. It's coming down. When do you put the wheels on? What's the process?
So from here, wheels are in the front of the van. So we bring them back about 600 mil. Wheels go on, and then I've got 2 big rods that are tied in here. That Concept has just tied it up in there.
Oh, beautiful.
So they go straight in there. From there, we put our other hitch on, just our normal ball hitch. It's got 2 little prongs that come off there. They go straight up to the loader itself, and they hold it stiff. Once I'm at that point, wife gets on the winch, she brings it back, and I just sort of bring it back to the ground. Once it's on the ground, pull it back, straight onto the ball.
Copy. Job done. Way you
Job
go.
done.
Run it down to the beach or the boat ramp or whatever you're doing. You
put me screen on. Mate, it is high, I get it, but like we spoke before, I'm not doing the touring that you are. I'm not going down those super tight. And worst comes to worst, I've got enough water to survive 3 weeks. If I need to get somewhere like that, I take the boat off, I tow the boat in first, I come back, grab the van.
I think the difference is if you're sitting there parked up for 3 or 4 weeks, you're gonna have the larger boat hooked onto the trailer, and you can drive it around absolutely anywhere. The way I had my last little setup, little 376, and that's what a lot of people run. You're either dragging them by hand, which is all well and good if you've got a couple of blokes. It gets a little bit tolling if it's just you and the missus and the kids are everywhere. And like I completely get it. It's and I'm sure you probably want a bigger boat even still, right?
Well, I did see yours at the show, and I'm going, can you tow that boat while I tow the van or whatever?
What weight? Do you know what weight the boat comes in at?
So boat and trailer, we're about that 350.
350 kilos.
So
on the roof. That is one thing you are not doing unless you got liquid springs.
Nah, definitely not. And I mean, Jake's, that's why we've got a split canopy as well. We've got that supporting wall through the middle.
I was going to ask you why you did that. So that's just your added strength through here.
So that's just an added strength through that because the boat's it's just sitting on there. So Jake definitely over-engineers everything, which is obviously better than not. So that's why we've done a split canopy. And it's kind of worked out well. I can put all my sandy, dirty stuff and keep all that power and kitchen stuff clean. So I guess it's sort of double end.
Well, there we go.
That's it.
I think that is the build. And mate, well done from someone who's done plenty of touring. You can tell when someone's built something and they've done the hard yards before. Just the air systems, where everything is, the lighting setup. When you're on the road, you want to be practical. Everything here is actually super practical. Mate, very impressed. Absolute weapon. If you want to follow along, what's the plan? Where are you going this year?
So we're pretty well straight to Ningaloo. We've been trying to get there for 3 years now. We've never been.
Oh, you're kidding?
We've never been to Ningaloo. We got up to Monkey Mire, and I said I'm not going any further without a boat. So this has taken about 8 months to build this and the van as well. So we're shooting straight over there. I think I've got 10 days from now. So we're going to be punching.
And away you go. And you guys are shooting YouTube content as you run all the way up.
Yeah, we'll throw the YouTube up there. We pretty much just film YouTube when something happens. So I'm guessing that's going to be a lot over there because I'm going to be reeling some big marlins. So
perfect. That's
the plan. And then up to Arnhem Land later in the year.
Yep.
And
so
then
across the top.
Across the top.
Across the Gib.
Across the Gib, we'll hit the Gib and then we'll head back to Ningaloo for Christmas when it's quieter over there. It'll be hot, but we've got enough battery for it, so we'll be right.
Well, there you go, guys. Here's their link. You can get over there, follow them on socials. I'll put their YouTube link in the description below. Mate, what a monster. Hopefully I can come see you on the road with our big bus, but, you know, wish you all luck and have fun with the fam.
Good luck with your build too, mate.
Yeah, mate, fingers crossed. It's once again, you know what it's like with a build. It always comes to a time crunch.
Oh, no, day.
Days in it, and then like, you're off, you're gone.
We're gone. So.
Well, mate, really appreciate it. Guys, that's the biggest touring vehicle probably in Australia. Let us know in the comments what you think. We'll see you next time on the Explore Life. Cheers.